Hi, I'm Candace Nance.
And I'm Bobby Nick. We're here this afternoon to talk to you about servant leadership.
The idea of servant leadership is a renewed take on an ancient philosophy. The practice dates as far back as 6th century BC in China with Lao Tzu, the father of Taoism and the author of the Tao Te Ching, who wrote, "The highest type of ruler is one whose existence the people barely know."
We believe the most famous servant leader is Jesus Christ. He lived all 10 principles of servant leadership. There was a day that a leper came to Jesus and said, "Lord, I know that if you will, you can heal me." And of course, Jesus could, and he did. So we see Jesus using healing here. On another day, they brought a woman to Jesus. They said that she had been caught in adultery, and everybody wanted to kill her. They wanted to stone her, but Jesus wouldn't have any part of that. He didn't condemn her. So we see here that Jesus was using empathy. And yet on another day, Jesus was with his disciples. He took a towel and some water, and he washed their feet. This was usually a very dirty job, and it was usually just meant for servants. But Jesus did it anyway. We see that Jesus was being a servant and a leader at the same time.
And now we will transition to a modern view of the servant leadership theory. The phrase servant leader was first coined by Robert K. Greenleaf in an essay he published in 1970. In this publication, he explained that a servant leader shares power, puts the needs of others first, and helps people develop and perform as highly as possible. The servant leader puts an emphasis on persuasion instead of power to achieve ends.
The servant leadership theory is based on 10 basic principles that a servant leader embodies. There's listening,
Empathy,
there's healing,
awareness,
persuasion,
conceptualization,
foresight,
stewardship,
the commitment to grow people,
and the building of community.
Using these 10 principles, it's clear to see that the servant leader theory impacts the team members, followers of the leader, and others who are witnessing the theory in action.
The practice of the servant leadership theory can impact others by contributing to a higher level of commitment, self-efficacy, organizational citizenship, a focus on growth and advancement, and increased perceptions of justice.
Servant leadership can also lead to stronger relationships, increased team potency and unification. This video is a good example of that. Candace and I are students at UT, and this is an assignment for one of our classes. And while we've been doing it, we've been helping each other to grow. And also because we're tied together in our school and in our church, it helps our community. It makes our community greater. These are just genuine signs of servant leader. The servant leadership theory is visible in daily life through the actions that people take in an effort to put others first. An example of this is pastors. We know that they give their time, their effort. They foster the growth of the people in the community. They are truly stewards of God's love.
Another example would be doctors and nurses. They dedicate their lives to the healing of others.
Another example is educators. They use listening, persuasion, conceptualization to help others reach their full potential.
At this time, we'd like to share with you a little song that we wrote to kind of, show you what we think the 10 principles of servant leadership mean to us. If you want to build a community, you must have empathy. To reach conceptualization, it may take a little persuasion. Fostering the growth of others through awareness, listening, healing. It's easy to foresee a servant leader is a steward for you and me.
Are you a servant leader?